Your first look at high school football scores and highlights. This is First Down Friday Night with the WZDX Sports Team. Sponsored by Zaxby's.
Hey guys, we're near the midway point of the high school football season, and we've got some very important matchups in the upcoming weeks, which should be seen right here on First Down Friday Night. Hey everyone, I'm Charity Chambers.
And I'm Mo Carter. And of course, the temperatures outside this week, they've been extremely hot, but so is the action. And look, we got some good games in store for you this evening on First Down Friday Night, including our varsity game of the night, which is brought to you by Zaxby's.
Yeah, our third member of the sports team is Kayla Carlisle, and she's on location at our varsity game of the night. Here's a sneak preview.
Hey guys, we're kicking off week 4 of the high school football season with some Class 4A action. I'm talking about our varsity game of the week, which is Fairview at Priceville. I'll have highlights from this game coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, guys, for the second year in a row, Sparkman is off to a 3-0 start. The last time they went 4-0 was in 2006. They had a chance to do so last year, but Huntsville kept them from doing that. Would they be able to do that again this year? Well, let's see. These two teams battling it out in Harvest, Alabama. Senators with a 14-7 lead in the second quarter. They're trying to add to it. 3rd and goal. Nicholas Sawyer lobs it up in the end zone, but the pass is incomplete. So now they have to settle for a field goal. Miles Tillman on the kick. It's up, and it is good, extending Sparkman's lead 17-7. Panthers forced to punt, so Sparkman back on offense. Sawyer on the QB keep, getting some nice yardage, but Kieran Craig strips the ball. William Stogner is all over for Huntsville, so Panthers with the chance to score now with under a minute left.
That was a textbook strip.
Could they do it? Preston Hedden rolls to his right and sends a prayer down the field. Hayden Neighbors in double coverage. He makes the catch.
Man.
Wow, what a catch. Just a couple of yards short of the goal line. Looks like this should be easy money for the Panthers, right? 1st and goal. Kieran Craig takes a handoff. The Sparkman says, not today. Big stop for the Senators. 2nd and goal. This time Panthers trying through the air. Head and rolls to his right, but it would be incomplete. Huntsville has used up all their timeouts at this point. Panthers once again hands it off to Craig. But look at this Senators defense showing up and showing up. Huntsville doesn't get in the end zone, and that would be the end of the half. So Senators, of course, loving that. Going into the locker room, Mo. Let's take a look at the final score. Sparkman goes on to win it 38-21. Next week, Huntsville takes on Columbia, while Sparkman will be going up against Buckhorn.
Sparkman had that bend but don't break defense, and that definitely provided a spark for the Senators moving forward.
I see what you did there. Sticking with Class 7A, Austin taking on Grissom. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, this game wasn't pretty. Tyler Williams for the Black Bears, weaving in and out of those holes. He basically would go untouched for the score, putting Austin on the board first 7-0. And once they got rolling, they just couldn't be stopped. Second quarter, Quincy Crittenden rolls to his right, makes the throw on the move to Trey Shackelford for the score, 14-0 now. And I guess we'll add one more to it for good measure. Crittenden spreading the love around. This time he finds Jabari Brown across the middle for the score. Austin remains unbeaten. They improved to 5-0 on the season, beating Grissom with a final of 49-7. Next week, both Austin and Grissom have byes.
Interesting scenarios going on in that region. See, another team that's in that region, that's James Clemens. They're also 2-0 in region play. The Jets have won 2 in a row after dropping their first 2 of the season. Tonight, they hosted a Florence team that came to Madison last week and knocked off Bob Jones. Let's take you out to Madison City School Stadium where they were celebrating homecoming this evening. There are some of the lovely James Clemens Jets ladies that are on the court. Following a Falcons fumble, the Jets go to work. Connor Cantrell throwing a strike to Chris Hope, and he scores on a short TD run. Jets up 7-0. You remember last week, Florence quarterback DeMarcus Beckwith was just unstoppable against Bob Jones? Well, James Clemens did their homework, and guys like Chance Starling coming through with a big sack right there as Coach Woodruff looks on. So here comes James Clemens once again on the move. Dylan Blackburn untouched up the middle for a score. That makes it 14-0. Charity, on the next big play, I don't want you to get scared, but check this out. Beckwith trying to make a move for the Falcons down the field, floats one up, and it appears to be intercepted into your face right there. Good camera work because I got out the way on that one. However, the ref said incomplete.
You almost got ran over.
I almost did, but that's why I got those.
Keep your head on your swivel.
Absolutely. Let's check out your final score in this one, everybody. James Clemens blows Florence out the water tonight by a final of 51-20. So the Jets remain undefeated in region play. Next week, James Clemens is actually off. Florence, they've got that big one against Muscle Shoals. Off to the Shoals now. Mae Jemison traveling to Muscle Shoals. God, they were in Fort Payne last week. They went to the other side of the state tonight to take on the Trojans. First play of the game, not a good look for the Jaguars. Damon Easton fumbles the snap. A Trojan will recover, and they've got great field position on the first drive. So that would lead to this. William Berry taking the handoff, finds some pay dirt right there, everybody, and that gives the Trojans the early lead. Next Trojan possession now is their quarterback, Logan Smothers. We've been calling this guy's name all year long. He's looking for a man he can't find everyone, so he shows that he's got some speed. Look at that burst. He hits the sideline, dives for the pylon, but they say he stepped out at the 2-yard line. But Smothers says, you know what, that's okay. I will reward myself by calling a QB keeper, and he scores right here, 17-0 at the break. Let's check out your final score in this one. Muscle Shoals blanks Mae Jemison by a final of 31-0. Next week, Muscle Shoals has that big matchup against Florence, while Mae Jemison will play host to Paul Bryant. Now, hey, football fans, don't forget, we're on social media at Mo Carter WZDX, at Charity WZDX, and at Kayla WZDX. Send us a tweet. We may read it out on air before the show is over.
All right, guys, coming up after the break, it's time for our varsity game of the night. You don't want to miss this game. It's Priceville versus Fairview for the return.
The price of gold is the highest it's been in 6 years. If you've ever considered selling your jewelry, now is the time. Now is the time to visit Simon's Jewelers at the corner of Bob Wallace and Jordan Lane.
Call me 24/7, nights and weekends. When you need me, call me, Alexander Shinar. Call me, Alabama.
Hold on to me, don't let me go. Your first name is free, last name is dumb.
Right now, get 0 for 60 plus 1,000 trade assist cash on a 2019 Ford Escape, Edge Explorer, or Expedition. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Freedom.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the Zensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette. Both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
Back when I was growing up, you'd never know who was going to show up to my mother's kitchen. She just made everyone feel welcome at our table. I've always loved Southern cooking, but it isn't always the healthiest. Then I came across some healthy recipes and fitness tips from Blue Cross that have helped ever since I was diagnosed pre-diabetic. Now, I can rest easy knowing that I'm putting my health and the health of my family and friends first. I can't keep people out of this kitchen.
What goes up is coming down at Mattress King. During the Elevate Your Sleep event, we're lowering the price of our adjustable base mattress sets. Ease back pain, reduce snoring, improve circulation, and save up to $400. Start with a Sealy Adjustable Ready mattress as low as $299. Add the adjustable base and get the whole set for just $898. Plus, get up to $300 in free gifts on the best names in bedding. Only at the Elevate Your Sleep event, now at Mattress King.
When you need me, call me 24/7, nights and weekends. Call me, Alabama.
Need more sports? Check out 97.7 The Zone.
Now back to the action on First Down Friday night.
And welcome back to the show, everyone. We've seen several teams jump out to some great starts in region play.
While others haven't been so lucky, but there's still a lot of football left for those teams to make some midseason runs.
Absolutely. Well, in Class 4A Region 7, there are 3 teams that are off to a 2-0 start. 2 of them are featured in our First Down Friday night varsity game of the night, was brought to you by Zaxby's.
Kayla Carlisle joins us live from Priceville with more. How's it going out there, Kayla?
Guys, it's going pretty good, but I got some things to tell you. Last season, Priceville, they only had 2 wins the entire season. Fast forward to this year, and now they have 2 region wins under their belt. Tonight's varsity game of the night was the Aggies of Fairview versus Priceville, and this is a team they've never beaten before, guys. Let's go and check out to see if they could get their first win over the Aggies. Priceville coming into the night looking for their 3rd region win and first win ever over Fairview with a new head coach, Chris Foster. Things heated up in the second quarter. Fairview up 7-3 and ready to score again as Parker Martin hands it off to Tyler Simmons for the Aggie touchdown. They go up 14-3. Not long after, Aggies with possession again. This time Martin launches it downfield to Eli Spiegel, who gains a little more yardage. And that's a first down, Aggies. But then it's this, Martin feeling strong with his passing game, goes for another one to Spiegel, who makes the one-handed catch in the end zone. Aggies on top now 21-7. But the Bulldogs are ready to respond with this double handoff ball. Ends up in Jackson Cross's hands, and he gets to move it. Dogs putting the pressure on with a little over a minute left in the half. Wyatt Hurt hands it off to Jerry Burton, who runs it home for the Bulldogs touchdown. And here's a look at the final score for this matchup. Next week, Fairview takes the week off, while Priceville will be hosting Falkville. Get fired up! But speaking of Falkville, the Blue Devils hosted R.A. Hubbard this evening, and this game started out with some drama. First drive of the game, Falkville's Peyton Saley hands it off to Jordan Greenfield. Greenfield gets caught up with some of the Chiefs' defense, and he loses the ball. R.A. Hubbard, they would recover it, and they take over. The Chiefs with the ball now. Demerick Stewart takes the snap, tosses it to Xavier Johnson, and Johnson, well, he's going to fumble the ball now. We now have 2 fumbles in a row. Blue Devils, they'll take possession again. So Saley with the ball, and he goes for it all. He passes it downfield to Michael Elliott with a nice catch and go. He finds the end zone for a Blue Devils touchdown. So lots of big wins this evening and a lot of fun games for the region play. Let's go and take a look at your final score of that last game right there. And while we're at it, I'll tell you who's playing who next week. Falkville heads over right here to Priceville for their next game. Sheffield goes to R.A. Hubbard, and Fairview, well, they have the week off. But reporting live in Decatur, I'm Kayla Carlisle. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Kayla. Another game with big ramifications in our region featuring Danville and Randolph. Danville is undefeated in region play, but in the third quarter, Randolph is up 28-7. Danville with the ball. Luke Neal trying to call his own number, but he's sacked by Bryce Johnson. The Hawks are forced to punt. On the ensuing possession, Randolph goes to work. First of all, using the running game. It's Fred Wessel, and he muscles his way up the middle for a 20-yard gain, picks up a first down. That would set up their quarterback, Major Dwyer, coming up with a major play right here across the middle to Miles Butler. He can run a mile right there, taking it to the house for a score. 38 yards on the play. Touchdown Raiders, 35-7 at that point. Let's check out your final score from this one. Danville falls from the ranks of the unbeaten with Randolph beating them 35-7. Next week, Danville will take on Holly Pond, and Randolph got the big one against Westminster Christian.
Coming up after the break, it's time for our Spirit of the Week segment. See which band will be featured this week, and as always, we have a lot more highlights.
Hometown Lenders was founded right here in North Alabama. 4 Ps have made us one of America's fastest growing mortgage lenders. Now we're adding a 5th P, the Hometown Promise. If we don't close on time, you don't pay a dime. Yes, you heard that right, a guarantee from a mortgage company.
On time, every time, or we refund 100% of our fees.
It's the Hometown Lenders Promise, and it's waiting for you at hometownpromise.com.
Great cars, great deals, and that's a promise.
It takes hours to make your garden grow, but some pesky critter has pilfered all your produce. There has to be a better way. Introducing Owl Alert, a fantastic way to target unwanted creatures today. The Owl Alert works with sight, sound, and light to zero in on nuisance critters the modern pesticide-free way. The realistic design mimics the look of a real owl. Plus, it has an ultrasonic blast that affects critters at the speed of sound. It also features menacing red glowing eyes to target pests after dark. Once animals get within range, the motion sensor activates during both the daytime and night. No more smelly and messy pesticides or poisons. Get Owl Alert today for just $19.99. But wait, call now and you can double the offer. Plus get a 25-foot pocket hose bullet. Just pay separate fee. That's 2 Owl Alerts and the pocket hose bullet. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-390-7929. That's 1-800-390-7929. Or visit byowlalert.com. So call 1-800-390-7929 now.
I like to go, I like to see. From coast to coast, you come with me. We feel it now, the energy.
The 7-passenger Infiniti QX80. Luxury should be lived in.
WZDX Sports Extra, Sunday night at 10, only on WZDX.
How about St. John Paul, 49-48 over North Jackson.
Whoa. Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Falcons on that one. Welcome back, everyone. It's now time for our Spirit of the Week, segment at which we show love to the bands and the fans who show out each and every week.
Yeah, this week's Spirit of the Week goes out to the Sparkman High School Band.
Absolutely. Let's tell you a little bit about the Sparkman Marching Senators. They're under the direction of David Rainey, Robbie Stout, and Jack Albert. The drum majors are Jamie Douglas, Aaron Erden, and Caden Burgess. This year, for competition bands, Sparkman's show is entitled Rewrite the Stars. Back in January, the Sparkman Band participated in Governor Kay Ivey's inauguration parade. The Marching Senators will take part in several festivals this year, including the Muscle Shoals Marching Competition, the Alabama State Marching Band Championships down in Hoover, and the BOA competition over in Powder Springs, Georgia. So they've got a busy schedule this year. Good luck to the Sparkman Marching Senators, our Spirit of the Week choice for Week 4.
Gotta love the bands. Gotta love it. Let's get back to some highlights now. Over in Class 5A, Scottsboro and East Limestone squared off against each other for the first time last year. The Indians took home the victory 28-13. This year, East Limestone going into this game 1-2 on the season.
I know it's a mouthful.
Oh yeah, it is. Scottsboro 2-1 on the season so far, so it would be interesting to see how this would play out. First drive of the game, Indians forced to punt, and he would finally get a hold of it. And it would be the Indians who would end up scoring, it looked like, but they would call it not a touchdown. Yeah. So they would end up scoring the very next play on that drive. Now, let's see what Scottsboro would do. Now to worry, Tyson Lillard punches it in for the score. Excuse me, this is also place.
It's all good. Scottsboro running back looks like he's picking up good yards. Try to ship a few tackles there. And Charity, I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, who better to run it in for the score than that's Christopher Manning. He was once again on the QB keep. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final score. Scottsboro goes on to win it 27-7. Next week, Scottsboro is taking on North Jackson. East Limestone is facing off against Athens. The only other 2-0 team in that region is Madison Academy. Tonight, the Mustangs travel to the border to face Ardmore. Mustangs on the kickoff. Tigers' Christopher Allen back there to field it. He finally gets a hold of it. And Mo, look at him go.
Look at those Jets.
He is turned on the Jets. He would take it back 71 yards before being brought down, but this would set them up for 1st and goal from the 4. On the next play, Jason Doss hands the rock off to Luke Holden for the easy scramble up the middle Tigers up over the Mustangs at this point 7-0.
You would say that's got to be a shocker, right?
Of course. Couple drives later, Avery Seaton goes deep to Slate Rucker, but it's picked off by JoJo Russell. Tigers wouldn't be able to capitalize on it, so Mustangs would be back on offense, and they're finally getting something going. Avery Seaton calls his own number, rumbles in for the touchdown, all tied up at 7, but let's take a look at who would end up on top. Madison Academy rolls to victory 41-14. Next week, Madison Academy and Ardmore both have bye weeks.
All right, everyone. Let's take a look back at a game from Thursday between Buckhorn and Wetumpka. That game was played at Jacksonville State University, which is like the halfway point between the two schools. Wetumpka gets the ball first and scores on a Ty Ross to Davinio Davis 24-yard touchdown. Take a look at the replay. He gets the good catch and gets the foot in bounds there for the score, 7-0. More from the Indians. They're knocking on the door. It's Rawls. You will never find another touchdown like mine right there to put the Indians up 14-0. The Bucks finally getting on the move offensively. Brandon McNeil throwing the quick slant route to Riley Irwin, and Irwin's got some space in front of him. Eventually he'll be tackled right around the 1-yard line, but it's first down and goal. So what do you think Buckhorn's going to do? They're going to give it to my man Rylan Woods, and he knows what to do with it. Punch it in for a touchdown, and it is all good. That makes it 14-6. But Wetumpka will respond before the half. They go into the bag of trips. I guess we'll call this the Wetumpka special because it's a reverse, but guess what? It's a wide receiver pass down the field. Davis hauls it in for a 46-yard score, 21-6 at the break. Let's check out your final on this one.
Pretty good for a receiver.
Huh?
Pretty good for a receiver.
Absolutely. Wetumpka goes on to defeat Buckhorn by a final 44-28. Next week, Buckhorn will play host to Sparkman. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there for that big matchup. All right, we're hitting the final stretch on First Down Friday night. When we return, we will wrap the show up with a trip down Highway 72 West. Stay tuned for action from the Shoals area, which is next.
I started my own accounting firm 5 years ago, and the hours that I work during tax season are brutal, especially on my husband and my children. So last spring, I was in Avadian talking to Lynn about my business and how I never see my family. Well, she tells me to call my husband and have him bring the kids to the office that night, and Avadian would provide our family dinner. Who does that? That's Avadian. They make you feel special.
Duncan just protected his family with a $500,000 life insurance policy. How much do you think it cost him? $100 a month? $75? $50? Actually, Duncan got his $500,000 for under $28 a month, less than $1 a day. His secret? Select Quote. In just minutes, a Select Quote agent will comparison shop nearly a dozen highly rated life insurance companies.
Call 1-800-478-3816.
At Wholesale Jewelry, we offer a huge selection of certified diamonds, gold and platinum jewelry, including rings, chains, bracelets, earrings, and a huge selection of birthstones. Our service department is equipped with state-of-the-art instruments, including a laser welder for on-the-spot repairs. Our master jeweler, Brian, has over 25 years experience in the industry. He can solder chains, replace stones, size rings, and so much more.
Big store.
Little prices.
Hey, and repairs too.
Tiger Walk, often imitated, never duplicated, where thousands come together, their passion and pride uniting into one mighty roar. We are Auburn, and you are in for a fight. Ford has a tradition too, building the best-selling truck 42 years straight. Now get 0% financing for 72 months, plus $1,500 trade assist cash on all 2019 F-150s.
That one?
No.
What about that?
No.
What about now?
No.
That do it?
Still not working.
How about now?
No.
I just don't know. I mean, I don't know who labeled this thing. Yeah?
Nope.
Catch my latest pinpoint weather forecast on the go. Download the WZDX weather app today.
Now, more scores and highlights from across the valley on First Down Friday night.
Charity, when you take a look at a lot of these scores from around the area, one thing we say is we've got a lot of offense in the Tennessee Valley.
Yeah, a lot of offense, not a lot of defense happening, but hey, I kind of like seeing that.
Right. It provides more opportunities for more highlights.
Of course.
Now, look, we'll wrap things up with a trip down Highway 72 West. We're going to start off at Brooks versus Rogers.
Now, the Lions are averaging 51 points a game. We're kind of talking about offensively, which leads all time in Class 4A. Rogers' defense is only giving up 10 points per game, though, so something have to give in this one.
Absolutely. So let's take you out to Killen. A big crowd on hand for the Lions and the Pirates. And look, we've got big action from the opening kickoff. Logan Evans gets the catch, and watch out, this guy can fly, outrunning the entire kick coverage for a Rogers touchdown. Pirates steal the early lead, 7-0. The fans gotta love it. Now Brooks with the ball. Carson Daniel hands it off to Cameron Beckwith. He takes it in for a touchdown. Lions get a 2-point conversion. It's now 8-7. Still in the first. Brooks with the ball. Daniel again with the play action and completes the pass to Patrick Burt for a touchdown. That makes it 15-7 Lions. Let's check out your final score in this one as Brooks, I guess you could say, scores 47 unanswered points and goes on to win by a final of 47-7. Next week, Brooks will take on Mars Hill. That's going to be a really good one, while Rogers will take on Lauderdale County.
Westminster Christian taking on Clements. We're starting in the third. Score 18-8. Westminster Christian on top. Clements' Braden Tugger kicks it off. Wildcats' Ryan Dibos gets it, and he would gain some pretty good yardage for the Wildcats. Look at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, next play, James McFarland makes a pass, but the Colts' Miles Fleming intercepts it, and he runs it all the way back. You know what we call that?
That's a pick six. He's a lucky recipient of that one.
Oh, yeah, fans, of course, go wild for that one. Still in the third, Clements ball again. Braden Tucker hands it off to Jyrese Pryor, who runs it in for another Colts touchdown. That puts the score at this point 22-18. But final score, Westminster Christian ends up coming back 59-34. Clements will be at West Limestone next week. Westminster Christian will be at Randolph.
Let's leave this right here. I just got a tweet from Jimmy Lay 13. He runs the Live Wildcat Twitter. He says Jackson Billings, 9 for 11 passing, 161 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. 198 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. He also caught 6 passes and a touchdown, which means 7 total touchdowns.
What?
That is amazing. But don't forget, we had got 2 guys last year that had 7 touchdown games. So, hey, welcome to the 7 TD Club. Jackson Billings on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we'd like to acknowledge our Week 3 First Down Friday Night MVP of the week. And we'd like to say congratulations to Madison Academy quarterback Avery Seaton.
Last week, Avery racked up 400 total yards of offense, scored 4 touchdowns, and led Madison Academy to a 44-16 victory over Brewer. It was their homecoming, might I add. Now, nominations are open for the First Down Friday Night MVP of the week. If you think you know an athlete that is deserving of our First Down MVP award, what should they do, Mo?
They should send us an email, news@rocketcitynow.com, with the name, the team, the position, and the most important thing of all,
the stats.
Absolutely. So shoot that over to us, and we'll let you know who's the next winner next week on WZDX. For the entire crew, we want to thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys next week on First Down Friday Night. If you missed anything, don't worry. Head over to RocketCityNow.com to check out a replay. Have a good weekend.
You've been watching First Down Friday Night, sponsored by Zaxby's.